Hola guys and girls, and welcome to the draft analysis for the UDL, the Uber Draft League. The UDL is of course a new league I joined, and like the name is suggesting, it's an Uber league, so actually close to everything is allowed. We have some few bans and all this good stuff intact, and yeah, for example, like Groudon Primal is banned because that thing is broken, even Ubers, of course no Mega Rayquaza because that's banned in Ubers as well, and yeah, standard league stuff. Arceus will be type locked, so if you draft Arceus Ground, you can only use Arceus Ground, and there's basically a margin of only 3 Arceus in the draft. So only 3 teams can have an Arceus form of their choosing, but yeah, these are basically the main rules. And yeah, Snake Draft, I actually am second to last pick, so decently good picking spot. I like being there because then I'm close to the wheel and I can get basically 2 mons close to guaranteed, barring the last pick of course snipes me. So this league got created by Under the Radar, aka Kelly. It's a very small league, only 8 coaches in total. We got me, we got Electric Storm 252, we got Aberforth, we got Juancito Marvel, we got Monotui, Omega Jolteon, Shroomwaver, and of course Under the Radar himself. Uploads are not going to be required, but I thought after the draft it seemed like a lot of fun, and I want to record a draft analysis, like a real analysis, because like for SMD of course I couldn't analyze properly. But yeah, and I will upload the games as well. I did make a poll on Twitter. What do you guys rather want to see? Do you want to see the last seasons, the last few weeks of SMD, or do you rather want to see the UDL matches? And yeah, it seems the UDL won, so I will upload that instead of SMD. But do not worry, SMD actually the last week is going on right now. I will link the replays on my first week match of the UDL, so you can still check out how I did. And yeah, just so I don't want to hide anything, it just won't be uploaded. I will actually join, well, I am actually already in another league. There will be an announcement for that later. This is more of a serious league. This of course UDL is of course more for fun again. Like I said, no uploads required. I'm one of the few which will upload, and all this good stuff. Of course I'm not that great in Ubers. I know some stuff, like I'm not totally I have totally no idea what happens in Ubers. I played a few lives there with friends and alone, and of course I watch others playing Ubers, so I have some idea of the metagame out there, what these Ubers mons do. But yeah, of course not as much as, like, for example, Aberforth, who is known to be a monster in Ubers. But yeah, that's basically all for this league. Let's hop right into the first pick. Like I said, I was close to the wheel, so a lot of few picks going in front of me, but I did not got sniped with that. The first one I got is actually Arceus Normal. I got one of the Arceus forms, actually the first Arceus form drafted, and of course I got Arceus Normal because the one thing Arceus Normal has over every other type is that I can have different items, because of course if you're type locked with an Arceus you have to get the plate or the Z Crystal. If Z moves would be allowed, by the way, Z moves are overall banned. We had a vote there, it was a tie, and then we decided to ban Z moves because with Ubers they are probably broken. I don't know about that, but yeah, no Z moves. But yeah, see, Arceus can use any item, Life Orb, Silk Scarf, Leftovers, Lumberry, all this good stuff. That's why I thought Arceus Normal is the best Arceus type, because I have all the options with the items, and of course I have the Stab, Extreme Speed, E-Killer, a huge threat in Ubers. That's why Marshadow basically close on every team in Ubers, and of course in the league like this, only one team is gonna have Marshadow, and the rest I can destroy with E-Killer. So I think it's great, mon. Like, you know what Arceus does? It's the actual GOAT. It's the actual god of Pokemon. 120 overall space stats, insane coverage, Rebel Recovery, Defogger, Stab, Extreme Speed, SD. You know the stuff. Arceus is gonna be great. Next up, I decide we have one huge offensive threat or potentially defensive threat in Arceus, because of course can go both ways. I decide to go with a more straightforward offensive threat, which is of course Bulk, the Deoxys attack. Insane. 150 speed. It outspeeds, I think, everything up to, like with max speed I could outspeed Scarfers up to 100? Don't quote me on that, I will have to look that up, but it's insane how fast 150 speed is. 180 attack and special attack, both! It's insane on both sides. It has perfect coverage, can has attack mons, can taunt mons, and yeah, very important that it gets recover as well, of course, with like this Bulk is laughable. Like, the one weakness of the Deoxys is of course, like, for example, Pursuit Trap, because like it dies to Pursuit Trap if the opponent is faster, otherwise I can hit it first at least, and yeah, being fast as the Deoxys attack is going to be very difficult. But yeah, insane threat on both sides, be it physical or special. I can basically always give a Life Up or Focus Sash. Any other item is not really worth it. And yeah, there we go. We got 2 Extreme Speed users already, so we can have some priority with opposing setup, because like you all know, Ubers is a very, very threatening tier where a lot of very offensive mons and not that bulky. Like, I think in my opinion at least in Ubers, and I'm not the most educated on Ubers, I think the offense is very strong in Ubers. Like, you see barely stall teams in Ubers, and most of them are just hyper offense or offense. That's just because the offense is so insane in Ubers. And defense is, like, compared to OU, still very good, but it doesn't scale as good as the offense. So that's why I tried to draft a very offensive team. That's why we got Arceus and the Axis Attack right here. 2 very offensive mons. And yeah, hopefully I can have some fun with them. Next up, I actually got sniped. Instead of the Axis Attack, I actually wanted Primal Kyogre. I want to have a very good bulky water type. And since Primal Groudon is banned, Primal Kyogre can actually run through teams because nothing is immune to water attacks. So yeah, I decided to get another bulky water. And since we are in Uber's draft, I want of course an Uber bulky water. And I decided to get Palkia, the water and dragon type. Great typing. The typing Kingdra has as well. Only weak to dragon and fairy. Dragon, of course, being a very common type in Ubers, so I have to be careful about that. Fairy, not as common, but very bulky, 90, 100, 120 is very good bulk. Very nice special attack set, very nice attack set. I don't really know what I want to do with Palkia. I want to have a bulky water, and this thing's insanely bulky. And yeah, it's good coverage. And it's a bulky water. Like I said, I don't know yet what I want to do with Palkia. I, of course, have some plans on teams already, but yeah, it's a huge threat, it's a water type. And yeah, I'm gonna have, honestly, I don't know what Palkia does. I have no idea. Like, I know in earlier gens it was a huge threat because of its great typing and like Grease's Orb, Hydro Pump, and Space Rams and all this good stuff. But in the current gen, it's not doing too much because it's basically outclassed by Primal Kyogre and stuff like that. But yeah, I will see what I can do with Palkia. Let me know. Buddy Car, by the way, the nickname. I went full true rave on that. If you understand the nickname Buddy Car, then yeah, let me know in the comments. I like you then. But okay, next up, I decided to actually get my favorite mon in Ubers. I had to get this mon. If you know me, if you know my channel, you know which mon I had to get in this one other than Patamon, the Shaman Sky, Grass Flying type, great speed, and of course Serene Grace, Air Slash, and Seed Flare. That's basically all it needs. Like, a very good speed. Outspeed goes to everything. When in doubt, just put a scarf on that, outspeed everything, and then flinch everything to death. Like, if you have a Shaman Sky, there's always a way to win. And yeah, like, it's insane. Serene Grace is such a big buff to this thing. Like the stat boost, stat rearrangements, better said, because it's still the same base stat total as Shaman, are very good. Don't get me wrong. Like, very nice speed with 127. I have a very fast team already. Like, I have like 120, 150, 127, and 100. Very fast team already. Sacrifice a little bit of bulk, of course, 4 times weak to water, not water, ice, which is annoying, but with Serene Grace I have an 80% chance to drop the opponent's special defense by 2 stages with Seed Flare. So that is insane. There's basically never a reason to not pick Seed Flare or Air Slash, which, like, if you all know how Togekiss or Jirachi works. Basically, Shaman's Guy is the same with Air Slash. And yeah, that's like, I just wanted this because it's my mascot. You know me. And on every single one of my Ubers teams I have Shaman's Guy because I love the little guy. And yeah, when there's Shaman's Guy, there's always a way to win. When in doubt, just flinch him down. But yeah, that's basically Shaman's Guy. Next up, I looked at Ubers, and what I saw is that they're like basically close to no ground electric immunities. Like, Ground and Primal is banned, so we have like normal ground and we have Arceus ground, and that's basically all what you get for electric immunity. So I want the ground type and a good electric type later in the game, so I decided to get a ground type right now, and I got Excadrill because spin is nice. I want to have a spinner on my team, and Excadrill is steel type as well, which I did not have yet, so yeah. Of course, in comparison to Ubers, it's not that great. It's an OU mon, very good OU threat, but still, I think it can do various stuff in Ubers. It's one of my fairy resists because currently I'm a bit weak to fairy. I mean, I have 1 weakness and Excadrill has 1 resist. But great attack set. I mean, you know what Excadrill does. It's a spinner, gets up rocks potentially, won't break an Earthquake, Iron Head, all this good stuff. Sand Rush if I get potentially a Sand Setter later. But basically, I want to have a spinner and I want to have a ground type. And since Claydol and Donphan are not as good as Excadrill, I got Excadrill. That's basically the whole reason why I got that. So I can have a stack opponent and yeah, have an immunity on my team. Next up, I decided to get, once I got that checked, I just looked at what Ubers mons are left, because it's an Ubers draft. I want to abuse the shit out of all these Uber mons I can use, which are very strong. And I looked at them, and one caught my eye, which I liked a lot, which is actually Kyurem White. Nickname don't sue me, because like I heard from people on Twitter, you are legally obliged to call this thing Blue Eyes White Dragon, and yeah, I'm not doing that, so don't sue me. But yeah, Kyurem White, the white form of Kyurem Black, of course, which basically is just changed the special attack and defense stat, which is not too big of a difference. Like, doesn't really matter if you have 90 defense or 100 defense, or 90 split F and 100 defense, but the big thing is the attack and special attack change. Because the one thing why Kyurem Black is not Ubers, but Kyurem White is because its only real good ice coverage is Ice Beam, and that's of course special, and Kyurem Black can't as good abuse that with quote-unquote only a 120 special attack set, but this thing has a 170 special attack set. This thing is insane. Ice Beam's gonna hit hard, Drake is gonna hit hard, Earth Power's gonna hit hard, and I can still go mixed with a 120 special attack set. So yeah, and the ability Turbo Blaze, of course, which is basically just Mold Breaker with a new fancy name. I looked at, basically, in this turn I just looked at Uber Switch I left because I wanted to abuse it, and Cure White was there. So, very nice wall breaker. Like, my offense is off the charts already. Like, look at my team. My defense is kind of lacking, but my offense is off the charts, and I'm a big fan of that. Like I said, I want to go more offensive with this Uber's draft. Next up, I decided I am even more weak to Fairy right now because I got another Dragon, so I kind of need another Dragon Resist and Fairy Resist, and I need a Dragon Resist, because look at my team, like, both my Dragons, of course, weak to Dragon as well, so I need a Dragon Resist, and I need another Fairy Resist, because only Excadrill is not pulling the weight of being a defensive check to Dragons and Fairies, so I decided I need to get another Steel type, and one nice Steel type which is still around is Klefki, of course, Schlüsselbund, the Klefki, Steel Fairy type, so it can deal with Dragons very well, and with Pranks that actually can do stuff in Ubers, with Toxic and Thunder Waving that, Spike Stacking, getting our screens, very nice support mon. Klefki actually has some decent usage in Ubers already, even though it's an OU mon, and yeah, I think I can abuse it with some pranks or shenanigans. Of course, it can't take too many hits, like if I make it physically defensive or special defensive, it can take like 2 hits probably, but that's all it needs to scare something out, to Thunder Wave something, Toxic something, or like get some screens, spikes. You all know what Klefki does. Not really offensive, not really defensive, more of a support mon, and that's exactly what I wanted right here. So I had Klefki. No, so nice, I got a Spinner now, I got Stealth Rocks, I got Spikes, so I can Hazard Stack my opponent, Rapid Spin the hazards from my side away, and be happy with that. So yeah, that's Klefki, Prankster, Keymon, which is annoying to opponent, and yeah, that's basically all about Klefki. Next up, I actually decided to get a Mega, because like you all know, Megas are still around, and there's an insanely good Mega still around. I wait, like, if you know my drafting style, I wait for my Mega, like, always late. Like, no draft, I think I drafted a Mega in the first 5 rounds. I always wait very late getting my Mega, because I think all the Megas are good. Like, close to all of them, of course. But there's so many good Megas, I can afford to pick a late one and just pick one which fits my team, and rather get other mons which I want to fit on my team. That's why I always wait later for Mega, and usually many people get their Mega earlier, so, and then I'm basically unsnipeable, because you can't get multiple Megas, and once every other team has a Mega, I can wait to my Mega for last round, because no one can snipe me. So that's like something I do a lot in drafts, waiting with a Mega a lot, waiting till close to all teams have a Mega, and then I can see what Megas are left, because I'm unsnipeable for them, and yeah, plan my arrest draft according to the Mega, which I'm most likely to get, and this is what happened right here. Only 2 other teams were missing a Mega, so I decided right now it's time, it's the last 3 turns, let's get the Mega, and I got Mega Mewtwo X! I have no idea how this thing lasted so late. 190! You will see that, right? 190 attacks that, if I don't invest in that, that's more than a max attack Jolly 130 bond. If I have no investment in that, like 190 is not looking that much more than 130. But if you look at the actual attack stat, this thing is insane. This thing is insane. I still have to wrap my arm around that, how strong this Mega Mewtwo X is. Of course, it's bulky as well. Very speedy with 130. The ability kind of sucks, but I don't know what's wrong with Psychic Fighting types and the ability sucking, like with Mega Galate and all this good stuff. Steadfast, like if I get Flinch, I get a +1 speed raise. But, I mean, yeah. That could happen, I guess. But not really I can plan for or build around. But other than that, great coverage. I can still go mix, because look at that special attack set. This thing is a physical attacker and has a 154 special attack set. Actually has the highest special attack set on all my draft. No, Byron Cure and White, of course. Never mind that. But second most special attack set, highest attack set, this thing is... Oh, Yox, well, what are you talking about? But this thing has a great special attack set. That's what I actually want to say. So I have the potential to run mixed if I see some walls, but... To be fair, with 190 attack stat, not much is standing in the way of this thing, like just Mega Kick Punching your face in. But yeah, if you get the reference for Kick Puncher, I like it as well. I just add the Mega because it's a Mega, and yeah, we got Mega Kick Puncher right here. Very huge threat, very nice, gets recover as well, reliable recovery, so I can use that for some more bulky stuff and bulk up shenanigans, and it's great. It's great. Sadly, it doesn't get close combat, but it gets low kick. And in Ubers, that's basically all it is, because Ubers are all these huge, mighty Pokemon, Dragon, stuff. They're all so heavy, so low kick is close to every time full power. So yeah, 120 base power that is, so it's the same power as close combat without the drawbacks, and it gets Brain Punch, which is like the most to use physical fighting moves. And of course then Headbutt, Psychic Core on the other side, but yeah, they're not as good as the Brain Punch low kick shenanigans. But yeah, that's Mega Mewtwo, nice coverage, very good bulk, very strong, and yeah, let's head up to my last 2 picks. Like I said, I want to have an Electric Carrier on my team, because what I noticed earlier with my Excadrill pick is that not many Ubermons are actually well at taking electric hits. Of course, there are a lot of dragons there, but potentially I can Volt Switch around freely on a lot of mons. I got Snipe from the electric type I wanted. I wanted Thunderous Eye. I got Snipe from that. It got like gone, and I think in the round I got Mega Mewtwo X. But Thunderous T was still around, so I got that. I got another electric immunity, which is of course great. You all know what Thunderous T does, of course. It's a very nice offensive mon for both sides. 145 special attacks that actually can compete with a lot of my Ubermons in terms of power. 1-to-1 speed is decent and nice coverage on all these sides and setup on close to all these sides. So Thunderous T, a very, very underrated threat, I feel like in Ubers. I think this thing can definitely pull its weight, seeing that like not many ground types are around in this league, or at least strong ground types. Of course, you have sometimes the usual ground types like Excadrill, Nidoqueen I think got taken as well. One team has Groudon, but that gets destroyed by Grass not because it's so heavy. And yeah, Thunderous T, very happy with the end of that pick. It's my fast electric type, and yeah, hopefully we can have some fun with like the one thing I noticed about Ubers while drafting. But okay, now with my last pick, I decided I have Excadrill. I have some mons which don't deal with Psychic types, like my Mega Mewtwo X, like my Deoxys, like their main steps are both resisted by Psychic, so why not? Why just not get Tyranitar? Like, there's basically no reason to not get Tyranitar. I have Excadrill, I can abuse the sand now, I can Pursuit Trap all these Psychic types, which are, or defensive Psychic types, which are annoying for my Deoxys attack, or my Mewtwo X, and yeah. That's why I got Tyranitar, last pick, sand, it's great, like, it's not as threatening, of course, because like all the mons are so broken, blah blah blah, it's an Uber's draft, but it's great. It's a great support mon, and a great at pursuit trapping some of the more bulkier Psychic types, and still great stats. Unnerve is nice because like in this team, Excadrill is not my prime mon, so I'm not forced to bring Excadrill every time. And that means I don't have to bring Tyranitar with Sandstream every time. I can just bring Unnerve, which is great because you all know this pesky Psychic types running Cobra Berry. With Unnerve, they're not eating that, they're taking full damage from my Crunches and Pursuits, which is great as well. So I'm very excited about that. And yeah, that's Tyranitar, another rocker, very bulky, and boom! That's my team. Arceus normal, Deoxys attack, Palkia, Shamed Sky, Excadrill, Cume, White, Klefki, Mega, Mewtwo, X, Thunderous T, and Tyranitar. Full team of 10 mons right here. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Maybe you are more experienced in Ubers and can tell me what is good about this draft, what is bad about this draft. But either way, that is the team. The first match is probably going to come out next week. I'm not so sure about that. But yeah, you definitely can be excited for that. And I hope you did enjoy this analysis. I have no idea if other people upload too. Like you have a list of people. There will be links for them in the comments, in the description as well. But yeah, that's all from me. I will see you another time. Ciao.